I'm Julia Brown and I'm owner of Brown Owl Design, and I'm also an artist. I'm a painter and illustrator. I'm going to talk to you today about Vicky and Misty's Breaking Bread Mastermind, which I went to in May. I wanted to get to a point with my business where I've been doing it for 3 years. I wanted to up my game, I want to take it to the next level, and I've spent a lot of time learning in the last few years because it's the first time I've ever run a business on my own. So I wanted to get some input, some serious input from some really good brains for taking it to the next level and kind of getting on with developing everything. I needed the dots connecting a little bit, really. Initially, it was a big investment for me. I was kind of worried about whether it was going to be worth it or not. It can be a big chunk of cash when you feel like you're running a small business and that might be better spent elsewhere. There's always something you can be investing in, or putting time and effort and cash into doing it. So I was a bit worried whether it was going to be worth it or not. And I was also worried a little bit about getting stuck in the middle of nowhere with a really boring bunch of corporate people, or that I'd kind of just end up hating it socially, and also that that I wouldn't actually get anything practical out of it, anything actionable, or a lot of fluff and a lot of kind of nice things to say, but nothing that when I sat down, when I got home, I think, oh yeah, I can do that, I can use that, I can take this step and do that, and it's practical. So it turns out my fears were completely unfounded. I've made real progress already. It's really exciting to have come back from the weekend thinking, actually, yeah, I can get on with the plan I've always wanted to do. So that has been brilliant. It's given me loads of energy, a complete mind shift in what I'm doing, and it's kind of everything sort of feels like it's clicking into place a little bit more than it was, and everything seems a bit easier because of that. It all seems to be working and coming more naturally, and I'm enjoying it again as well. It's kind of given me a real kick up the bum and some more enthusiasm. I loved that the mastermind was small and friendly. There weren't that many of us here. It wasn't a big kind of grey suburban corporate hotel with hundreds of grey people in grey suits and pretending to be something they're not, and getting like an elevator pitch every time you see them. I was kind of, that would have put me off completely, and it sounds like my idea of hell completely. So it was a great little venue. It was a beautiful old house in a lovely rural setting. So after the kind of intensity of the sessions, you could take a walk and clear your head and think about things. Get some kind of bird song and walk through the trees. So that was a real benefit, and I think Vicky and Misty chose that venue really, really well. It was exactly what you need to come out of quite a busy mind focus session and get that space. The benefit of the hive mind, I guess you could call it, really worked. 10 other people's take on my business and on everybody else's businesses gave up some really interesting and kind of different takes on things that you wouldn't expect, or that you wouldn't have thought of it yourself because you're too stuck in your own business and can't see the wood for the trees sometimes. I've also met some really talented people who I genuinely liked and would bounce ideas off and look to for support. And I hope they think that of me as well, because I would genuinely love to help the people who were there. We all seemed to connect really well, and it was great to have the social time after the sessions. And to be honest, I found that just as valuable. There were ideas and threads of conversations that happened that gave me just as much inspiration and kind of food for thought as the structured sessions that happened with Vicky and Misty. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. It was probably a big chunk of cash to spend, but when you look at it and break it down, it was a full weekend with full board, all the structured business sessions, the hot seats, huge amounts of valuable information and practical stuff, and it was just also genuinely good fun. It's the sort of thing I'd recommend, especially if it's your first time doing a mastermind, because it's quite it's very welcoming. It's very unintimidating. And it is really hard work, but it's going to be hard work because it's challenging, and that's what's the benefit for it. It's if you come back, have a good sleep, sit down with all your notes and everything, make a list, put it into action and get on with it. It will make a massive difference to your life and your business.